Court's in session and calls number 329, excuse me, repeat that. Calls number 327-048. The case is style of State of Texas versus Jose Armando Sanchez. Sanchez, would you please come forward with your attorney? For the Mr. Shalana, would you be waiving a record?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your name is Jose Armando Sanchez?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sanchez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Sanchez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Sanchez?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Sanchez, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Shalander. Mr. Shalander, how are you doing?
For Monday morning, I'm okay, Judge.
Oh, that's good. Mr. Sanchez, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about November 16 of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance. Mr. Sanchez, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Sanchez, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest. Sir.
Now, Mr. Sanchez, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sanchez, I have before me a document that is titled the Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. It also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Sanchez, there are a set of initials like JS on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On the third page of the same document, Mr. Sanchez, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
The next document that I have is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Mr. Sanchez, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature above the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sanchez, I have another document before me. This document is titled the Discovery Certification. Mr. Sanchez, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature above the line that's titled
Yes, sir.
defendant? Now, Mr. Sanchez, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
State would also offer State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit.
Any objections?
No objection.
Okay. State's Exhibits Number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Shalander, you've advised and counseled Mr. Sanchez. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanchez, your attorney, Mr. Shalander, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sanchez, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sanchez, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
90 days jail, probated for 1 year, $500 fine, 60 hours community service, and drug and alcohol assessment, and drug education class.
Mr. Sanchez, The state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $402. The fine and court costs comes to a total of $902. You will also be required to reimburse Jefferson County Crime Lab or the Crime Lab $100. You will be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month and a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. Your total monthly installments for this case will be $160 per month. Will you be able to pay the $160 each month?
Yes, sir.
You will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service, attend a drug education class, and have a drug and alcohol assessment. Mr. See that on here, the drug and alcohol
But
assessment.
it's not really part
Yes,
of the
sir.
deal. I don't know why.
Oh, it's not?
It was not part of our deal.
It's automatic on the police.
Oh, okay. No, he said something about no, normally they have another, these are just standard.
The
Submit your drug
classes,
and alcohol screening, that's standard.
there's no,
The screening is standard, but there's another assessment is different.
We can, you can take.
You know,
that.
it's not in there. It's not even in here.
Okay.
Because I know you said it.
He said it, I wasn't gonna,
Yeah.
object to it, but if it's not in there.
Okay, so let me, well, it's not in here, so let me repeat. Okay, now, Mr. Sanchez, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $402, which comes to a total of $902. You'll be required to reimburse the crime lab $100, pay $60 each month for a probation fee, and you'll pay $15 each month for your analysis fee. Your total monthly installments is $160 each month, and you will be able to pay that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You'll be required to perform 60 hours of community service, and you will have to attend a drug education class as directed by the probation office. And you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Mr. Sanchez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir. It's fine.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Sanchez, please stand on the X now near your attorney. And once you'll follow the directions of our clerk, once you finish following those directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Sherland, I think this is your only case.
Yes, sir.
You'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Mr. Sanchez? Can I go to get your right thumbprint on that blue light, please? Thank you. You can remove your thumb. Okay, Mr. Sanchez, can I get your signature on that signature pad located in front of you? You won't be able to see it, but I will. And then Mr. Philander?
Okay.
Yes, sir. And now, Mr. Sanchez, raise your right hand. Please swear that you've never before been placed on deferred adjudication or regular probation for felony or misdemeanor in this or any other state. Okay, and you have no pending charges that you're aware of. Okay, so you're just gonna report to the address that's listed on this front page, as soon as you leave here. Okay, I didn't need to change that or.
No, it's not on there. No, I was talking, you're free to go. You have a blessed day.
Thank you.
I'm gonna check on Mr. Ariel, judgment.
That's fine. It's cause number 327-722, cause number 327-724, and cause number 327-726. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Jakanan Demond Antoine. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Antoine, I see here. Well, first of all, Mr. Antoine, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Antoine, I see that you are represented by your attorney, Mr. Kevin Lane.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Lane here?
No, sir, he's across the way. He just told me to walk over.
So he's coming here?
No, sir, he told me to just go ahead, because they gave me a reset for trial.
You have a reset in your hand?
No, sir, they.
You don't have a date?
No, sir, they didn't give me a date. He just told me he was gonna send it to me. Kevin, he said he was gonna text me and call me, let me know what the reset.
Okay, won't you, do you know how to contact him?
Yes, sir.
Okay, won't you go outside and call him to find out what your reset date is, because let him know that we're here in court. You say it's set for trial, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you can go outside and I'll call your attorney if he's next door in the next, another courthouse.
Yes, sir.
All right.